Virofab, Valco Wheel Speed with Toyota Spike Chassis number 4 of Steven Snyder Jr. Looking at your third row from the fifth starting spot out of Ione, California, the NOS Energy Drink, pristineauction.com, Mobile One Toyota Racing Development number 87. It'll be Justin Grand. And your sixth starter, tonight's quick qualifier at Galloway, Ohio, the JBL Audio TRD Toyota Mobile One KKM Quebec Genie number 67 of Jacob Denny. Final row from the inside, Shelby Hinton out of Beverly, Louisiana, the Dusty Moon Veterinary Services, Chevrolet-powered Beast Clan Enterprises number 4B. And your final starter set to be Blake Spicer out of Marysville, Kansas for the Spicer Aircraft Volker Fontana Stealth Chassis number 4S. As that'll be your scheduled lineup for Car IQ Heat Race number 1. Again, 10 times around, top 6 up into the inversion. 24 drivers on hand. That will scrap your Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. So still being in the top 6, that sets you up for the inversion into the feature event. 18-car inversion going into the heat races. Again, your quick qualifier lining up to the right of row number 3 in heat race number 1. Second quick qualifier will start 6 in heat race number 2, and so on. Top 3 rows in your feature event reserved for the 6 fastest qualifying drivers. Again, finishing up in that top 6 here tonight. Positions 7th, 8th, and 9th will be for heat race winners. Now, if your quick qualifying driver does get up and win the heat race, that shuffles things around. It opens the door for the lineup to shift. So it'll be interesting to see how things play out as we roll through our heat races. Again, Car IQ Heat Race number 1. We'll follow that up with K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2 and USACgear.com Heat Race number 3. Round number 3 of the 2025 season. Dason Pursley, who is not running full-time USAC competition this season. Only driver with more than one heat race win. He went to victory lane twice in heat race competition. Back at Kokomo in April, Steven Snyder Jr., Cannon McIntosh, Kevin Thomas Jr., Cale Coons, and Jacob Denny, all with a heat race win so far this season. Toyota Racing Development pace truck going to bring the field onto the front straightaway, followed closely by your Belleville High Banks pace vehicle. Four rows of drivers set to go to green. Cale Coons, Garrett Benson on run number 1. Gavin Miller, Steven Snyder Jr. run number 2. Justin Grant, Jacob Denny run number 3. Shelby Hinton and Blake Spicer in run number 4. Side by side to the NOS Energy start can. At the exit of the 4th turn, they find the throttle. As they find the can, we're underway. Cale Coons going to try to jump out to the race lead. Swings it wide through turns 1 and 2. Going to give up 2 spots at the back straightaway. And Steven Snyder Jr. going to capitalize in 4. The RMS Racing and Virofab entry going to come around to lead lap number 1. Second place for the time being, Gavin Miller in the number 97, picking up 1 spot so far. The 4 up 3 spots on the opening lap. Now challenge for the 3rd spot. Driver working to the outside in 87. Here comes the NOS Energy entry of Justin Grant, trying to take the spot away. Can't get it, runs in 4. Jacob Denny holds on to the 3rd spot. Garrett Benson running in 5th. Shelby Hinton right now running in 6th. Cale Coons and Blake Spicer right now running out your running order. Down to the bottom side of turns 3 and 4. Likewise in turns 1 and 2 for the time being. We'll see how the track changes as we roll through the program here. But nevertheless, Steven Snyder Jr. leads the way. Got a heat race win back in Kokomo. Trying to get his 2nd one of the season here tonight. Leads by a little over half a second. Keep your eye on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th positions. Gavin Miller with Jacob Denny knocking on the door into turns 1 and 2. Now changing lines into 3 and 4. Once again up to the top shelf goes the NOS Energy number 87. Justin Grant trying to make up some momentum here. He's going to find as they work onto the back straightway side by side for the 3rd spot. Can he grab it to 3 and 4? Question about to be answered. Up to the top of the speedway. Cannot. The JBL entry. Turning the volume up on the inside. The 67 of Jacob Denny holds on to 3rd. Grant is still right there. Carson Benson. Garrett Benson, my apologies, and Shelby Hinton. Again, those drivers sitting in those all-important top 6 positions right now. That'll set you up for the inversion later on into the feature event as they're side-by-side for the 2nd spot. Miller, Denny going at it here. You've got the 87 of Grant chasing them, and they are right on the back bumper of Steven Snyder. Snyder Maybe a bobble, maybe something going wrong in the number 4 as he has slowed up drastically, and now he's in danger of falling to second. Caution. Driver coming to a stop just at the exit of turn at number 4. That is Shelby Hinton in the Clan Enterprises Beast number 4. Hinton had been running up in one of those top 6 positions. So not sure with Steven Snyder Jr., but the caution may have very well saved his heat race here. Single file past the NOS Energy start can. 2 laps remain. We go back to green. Steven Snyder Jr. trying to hold on to the race lead. He's got a pair of cars coming after him here. Up onto his back bumper into turns 3 and 4. They'll come around to the wave of the white flag. 1 to go. Keep your eye on Jacob Denny. Denny up to the outside. Snyder going to swing it wide. Does he leave the inside open? He does. He's going to go in and step on through and try to take over the race lead. Snyder driving in as deep as he can for the lead off of turn number 4. And the win, it will be the JBL number 67. And Jacob Denny cranks it up to 10 and throws the knob away. He's going to grab the heat race win. Steven Snyder Jr. in second. Justin Grant in third. Gavin Miller, Garrett Benson, Kel Coons, Blake Spicer, and Shelby Hinton. Unofficially rounding out your field. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, driving the KKM Kerbega Janey and JBL number 67. Race fans, give him a hand, Jacob Denny. Jacob Denny grabbing the win. Steven Snyder Jr. in second. Justin Grant, Gavin Miller, Garrett Benson, Kel Coons, Blake Spicer, and Shelby Hinton. Unofficially rounding out your field. Let's go down to Genevieve.
Your Car IQ Heat 1 winner, Jacob Denny. Let him get his gear off right now. All right, Jacob, so following that restart, you were getting really close to Steven Snyder Jr. What did you have to do from the restart?
I just went wherever he didn't go, and it's pretty, if you follow somebody, it's really hard to hit your mark. So I knew if he went to the bottom, he was going to go to the top, and then he slid himself. I knew how to go back to the bottom. So it's a tight race there, but, you kind of, even though you qualified good, you got to kind of win the heat race, put the guys a little bit farther back so don't start so up front when they're really good like that. So, yeah, have a good piece right now. Hope we can do it in the future.
Your Car IQ winner, Jacob Denny. Back to you, Brian.
Thank you very much. K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2 next on the card. Bring the cars down to the speedway, and they're set to line up like this on the pole at a Sheffield, England. Driving the J. Davidson Scrap Metal Speedway Toyota Link Chassis, Toyota Mobile 1, number 98K. It'll be Brandon Carr outside of your front row. Scheduled to be the driver out of San Jose, California. It's Team S, Thomas Meseral, the England Machine and Tool, Team S TV, EA Stealth Spike Chassis, High Performance Lubricants, number 7X. Second row from the inside, Gunnar Setzer to Columbus, Indiana. Driver the Midwest Tube Mills, Stanton Link Chassis, Bar Properties. The Cure starts now, number 43. And outside of him, that's going to be Drake Edwards out of Peoria, Arizona. The Avanti Windows and Doors, PristineAuction.com. Speedway Toyota Spike, number 83. Third row from the inside in 19, Hayden Reinbold. He's out of Gilbert, Arizona. The AME Electrical, Indy Race Parts, Reinbold Underwood Motorsports, number 19 AZ. And next to him, it's going to be Cale Drake out of Collinsville, Oklahoma. The Ibach Toyota, Curb Records, KKM, Kerbega number 97K. Final row from the inside, Lance Bennett out of Aurora, Colorado. The Simpson Go Fast Energy Drink, Stanton Spike Chassis, number 91. And your final starter, she's from right here in town. The RKO Management, Esslinger Ellis Chassis, number 16 of Ashley Orter. As that'll be your scheduled lineup here for K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2 of 3 with the USAC NOS Energy Drink Midget National Championship. Getting word order in the 16 will be a no-show here in Heat Race number 2. So Brandon Carr making his USAC national debut, a former British karting national champion. He's run 12 events in the U.S. so far this year with 6 feature starts. His last outing with the Extreme Outlaw Midgets, powered by Toyota. That was at 81 Speedway here just a couple of weeks ago. He ran 12th. Driver starting next to him, problems during hot laps, a little bit of a rebound during qualifying. Nevertheless, the time, putting him up on the front row. Thomas Meseraull out of San Jose, California. 2 starts here in Belleville on the short track in 2023. Ran 21st on the prelim night and ran 3rd the following night. 197 career USAC National feature starts with 10 wins, 39 top 5s, and 85 top 10 finishes for the driver of the number 7X. Gunnar Setzer in the 43, 3 starts in USAC National competition. His Belleville debut behind the wheel of that Kevin Arnold-owned Lynch Machining. Setzer fabricating number 43 here tonight. And Drake Edwards again for the 4th starting spot. 13 career USAC National starts. Another driver at Belleville for the first time behind the wheel of that number 83 machine, the 19AZ, Hayden Reinbold. 2 starts here in 2023, ran 15th and 21st respectively. Cale Drake in the 97K, second quick in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying, starts 6 here in heat race number 2. Last year, prelim 90, ran 10th. Looking to race into career start number 26 in USAC National Midget Competition. Lance Bennett rounds out your lineup again. Ashley Order, a no-show here in K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2. Round of the NOS Energy start. Can we go to green? Drag race into the first and second turns. Who's going to have the advantage of 3 wide for third? It's going to be Timez on the outside, jumping out to the early race lead off at the top of 2, down to the bottom of 3, brings it wide around to the front straightaway. Banks her off of the lip, and he's going to lead a lap number 1. Thomas Meseraull shows the way up to second. Brandon Carr in the 98. He fell back a little bit on the start, was able to find his way back into second. Short slide for third. Can he hold it? No. The Avante Unos Adores, number 83, giving it all he's got for that third spot. Cale Drake able to turn back to his inside, looking for more. He's got it. Cale Drake up into second of the back straightaway now as they work into the third and fourth turns. Meanwhile, Thomas Meseraull in command right now in the EA Stealth number 7. Cale Drake, Drake Edwards, Brandon Carr shuffle back to fourth. Gunnar Setzer, Hayden Reinbold, Lance Bennett currently rounding out your running order. Coming around this time, they will complete lap number 4. It is still Timez in command. Getting some laps up at the Knoxville Raceway here over the last couple of weeks. The 7X banks are hard off of the top of turn number 4. Thought he was going to sail it off of the track there for a second. Likewise for Cale Drake. Off of the top and down to the bottom over in turns at 1 and 2. Brings her through the middle of turns 3 and 4. Driver chasing him. Still Drake Edwards. Quickest lap of the race last time by for Edwards. As we'll have 4 laps remaining. It is still Meseraull, Drake, Edwards, Setzer, Reinbold, Carr, then Bennett. Rounding out your running order. Top of 3 and 4. Coming in now, the top of 1 and 2 starting to come in. We saw the bottom, more the favored line there in the early goings of heat race number 1. Here in the late stages of heat race number 2, the track changing almost completely, going from the bottom all the way to the top at both ends. The only driver really kind of moving his line around still is Thomas Meseraull. We've seen him run the top. He's back down to the bottom now in 7. Comes around to the wave of the white flag and 1 to go here in K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2. And caution. Driver coming to a stop there at the exit of turn number 2 on the high side. That is Brandon Carr, the Englishman, in the 98K, sitting broadside to the field. So this will set up for another green-white checkered run to the finish. We saw that result in a pass for the lead and the win. In Car IQ Heat Race number 1, we'll see how it plays out in K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2. Thomas Meseraull leading in 7. Cale Drake running in 2nd. Drake Edwards running in 3rd. Gunnar Setzer running in 4th. Hayden Reinbold in 5th. Lance Bennett and Brandon Carr is the cause of the caution. Will drop to the tail end of the field. The caution lights will go dark. Checking in on the broadcast, of course, Roger and Kim Toops, originally out of Phoenix, Arizona, checking in. In the state of Texas these days. Single file pass the NOS Energy start can. Timez brings it back to green. Around the bottom of 1 and 2, good line and a good launch onto the back straightaway. Cale Drake holds on to that second spot. Challenge for third, maybe. Here on the closing lap, we'll see if Gunnar Setzer can set it up. He had a great head of steam on the back straightaway. Loses that ground, though, as they come around to the back stretch for the final time. Oh, man, something going on with the Eibach number 97 down around the bottom side of the racetrack. He lost all kinds of speed, but comes around and salvages a runner-up finish as Thomas Meserol grabs the win. Drake Edwards crossing in third. Gunnar Setzer, Hayden Reinbold, Lance Bennett, and Brandon Carr unofficially rounding out your field. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, out of San Jose, California, driven the Team STV, England Machine and Tool, Sure Built Suspension, High Performance Lubricants, number 7X race fans. Give him a hand, Thomas Meserol. Team has grab of the win. Cale Drake crossing in second. Drake Edwards in third. Gunnar Setzer in fourth. Hayden Reinbold, Lance Bennett, and Brandon Carr unofficially rounding out your field. So the EA Stealth Spike Tim Engler owned number 7X.
Thomas
come to a stop.
Meserol, your K1 Race Gear Heat 2 winner. Thomas, you had a strong lead going out of this. How did you keep that going and keep the momentum?
You know, it's tough. We had a battery that was dead in practice, so we didn't get to practice. We didn't qualify as good as we wanted to, so I really needed to win that heat race. I didn't like to see that yellow, but we pulled it off, and just want to thank everybody that came out and everybody watching on Flow.
Thanks, Thomas. K1 Race Gear Heat 2 winner. Back to you, Brian.
Thank you very much. USACgear.com, heat race number 3, staging out to the front straightaway. Driver on the pole, this one. Another one making his USAC debut, Mac Leopard out of Beaver Creek, Ohio. The PristineAuction.com, Toyota Racing Development, Mobile One Speedway Toyota Spike Chassis number 86. Next to him is Jerry Coons Jr. out of Tucson, Arizona. The Schmitz Incorporated, Stanton Spike, Paintball Dave, DKW Pipeline number 85. Second row from the inside, he is out of Kennedale, Texas, driving the Billing Racing Equipment, Stanton Spike, Valco Wheels, Joyner Motorsports number 27X. It'll be Kyle Jones, and next to him, out of Coleman, Alabama, the Inferno Armor, Metalloid 1, Four Kings Racing, Acro Seal number 14. That is Kevin Thomas Jr. Fifth starting spot, that'll be Logan Seavey out of Sutter, California. The Indy Power Sports, Prime 47, CGCPA, Stanton Spike, Abacus Racing, number 57. And from the sixth starting spot, Cannon McIntosh out of Bixby, Oklahoma. The Mobile One TRD, Curb Records, Toyota KKM, Kerbigajanian, number 71K. Final row reserved for the 43s. Inside with the M is Zach Merritt out of Greeley, Colorado. The RKO Management, Esslinger, Moneric Chassis, number 43M. And the 43J is John Webster out of North Platte, Nebraska. The RKO Management, Esslinger, Ryan Order owned, 43. As that'll be your scheduled lineup for USACgear.com heat race number 3 again through Sunday. You will get a free USAC decal for the Silver Crown Series when you order online at USACgear.com. So Mac Leopard in the 86. See how Maxon does from the pole position. Primarily, we see him in micro competition. He has starts in karts as well as legend cars here in 2025. Of course, Jerry Coons Jr., he is the only driver in the field that has not only won on the big track but the small track, a prelim night win on the small track during the Belleville Midget Nationals. Goes along with 5 victories on the half mile, including his first career victory coming at this racetrack. On the short track, a 23rd, a 17th place finish in 2023. Night number 1 last year, he ran 4th. And the Central Motorsports, Schmitz Incorporated, number 85. So 15 overall starts here at Belleville between the two facilities. 428 times he has been in a USAC National Midget Feature event. He's gone to victory lane 19 times. See how he does from the outside of row number 1. Kyle Jones, Kevin Thomas Jr., row number 2. Logan Seavey, Cannon McIntosh, row number 3. Zach Merritt, John Webster in row number 4. To the NOS Energy start can, and we ride. Up to the outside rolls Kevin Thomas Jr. quickly from fourth to first here on the opening lap, and that Four Kings Racing number 14 mechanical problems at Kokomo to start the season off, and he'll start off with the right foot. However, caution. Going to bring this one back. A couple of drivers tangling about mid-pack. One of them comes to a stop. That is the 27 of Kyle Jones. So caution coming out before the entire field could cross, so that will bring it back to a complete restart, side-by-side, nose to tail. The restart the front row was looking for, not the restart that Kevin Thomas Jr. was looking for, as that Four Kings Racing number 14 off like a shot. Ninth place finish here 1 year ago for the driver of the number 14. So again, Leopard and Coons on that front row. Jones had been starting in the third spot. That'll be Seavey now. Kevin Thomas Jr. to his right, then Bennett, then McIntosh. Field back to green. Much better start this time for Leopard in the 86, but again on the outside, absolutely clawing his way up into the top spot is going to be the 14 of Kevin Thomas Jr. Not to be denied both times, passing us Energy Start Can to get this one going, as he will lead the way. Mac Leopard trying to hold on to second, 3 wide for that runner-up spot. They will split the 85 of Coons in the back straightaway. Cannon working the inside, and that Mobile One number 71 trying to take the spot away. It will be Leopard at the line. And by inches, 0.041 seconds, but he can't hold on to it. The Mobile 171 able to come by and take over the second spot as they worked onto the back straightaway. Now has the task of running down Kevin Thomas Jr. Side by side for the third position, Logan Seavey in the 57. Not able to get up in front of Leopard. Leaves the door open to the inside for Jerry Coons Jr. to try to get a spot back here. He rides in fifth last time, trying to get back up into fourth. Seavey threads the needle off at turn number 4, drops to the deck at turn number 1, across the nose of the 86 off at turn number 2. Takes that spot but can't fend off the charge of Coons. Jerry Coons Jr. still right there in the hunt. He rides fourth, now trying to get back to third. And the Schmitz number 85, still right there on the 57 of Logan Seavey as they chase Cannon McIntosh. McIntosh still chasing Kevin Thomas Jr. Come around this time just past the halfway point. 4 laps remain. KTJ leading. McIntosh running in second. Seavey running in third. Coons, a little bit of a bobble that time. He's going to lose a spot to Kyle Jones. Remember, Jones involved in that caution that brought us back to a restart. He is back up into the top 6. Ergo back into the inversion, but trying to make his way forward just a little bit more. Not able to get by Jerry Coons Jr., though. He retakes the 4th spot. Kyle Jones, Mac Leopard, Zach Merritt, and John Webster running out your running order. Through the dust, we find it is Kevin Thomas Jr. still leading. Starting to come up on John Webster to put him a lap down. Webster taking an unscheduled flight over the top of the racetrack during qualifying. As they come around to the wave of the white flag, he will stay out of the fast lane of Kevin Thomas Jr. here in the closing lap as they work into 3 and 4 one last time. Kevin Thomas Jr. grabbing the heat race win. Cannon McIntosh crossing in second. Your top 2 absolutely blitzed the field. Logan Seavey crossing in third. Kyle Jones in fourth. Jerry Coons Jr., Mac Leopard, Zach Merritt, and John Webster unofficially rounding out your field. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, comes to you to Coleman, Alabama, driving the Inferno Armor, Metalloid One, ShopAngryDuck.com. Four Kings number 14 race fans, give him a hand, Kevin Thomas Jr. As he'll work on getting the safety equipment off, let's go down to Genevieve.
Your Heat 3 winner, Kevin Thomas Jr. In the Four Kings chassis. Kevin, you got a quick start. Now, how exactly were you able to keep that and keep the momentum going on?
We got a good race car, so, I just watched a little bit of flow and saw the line starting to change. So, I know I had Jerry there on the front row, and he's a pretty bottom dominant guy. So he got a good start and, went down there, getting into one. And I really didn't have a choice but to try that. And turns out it was pretty fast up there. So, hats off to my guys for giving me a race car that was capable of doing that. And, we'll see what we got for the feature.
Thanks, Kevin. Your Heat 3 USACgear.com winner, Kevin Thomas Jr. Send it up to Brian.
Thank you very much. That'll wrap up heat races tonight for the USAC NOS Energy Drink Midget National Championship. Victories coming from 6th, 2nd, and the 4th starting spots. Kevin Thomas Jr., most recent heat race winner. Cannon McIntosh, Logan Seavey, Kyle Jones, Jerry Coons Jr., Mac Leopard, Zach Merritt, and John Webster unofficially rounding out your field. Lineups will be calculated for your feature event. That'll be coming up here in just a little bit. In the meantime, we'll have our next set of practice laps for our Silver Crown division making their way out here in just a moment. So once we clear the 14 down into the pit area,